Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Hive Hound. Now, apologies for the lack of sound in this clip. It's just I was in the division and everyone was really loud and really obnoxious, and there was lots of insults thrown at Cap. So I decided to omit them from this replay. But the title's still a work in progress. I guess we'll see as we go along. So this gameplay is specifically for those people who tell me, Hive, you're really bad at DDs. This is what happens when I take out DDs. We were discussing the good and bad points, and the bad points, and the bad points that Dan was getting in the Cossack. So I was like, right, I'm going to play the Jarvis for a couple of hours, because it's, the tech tree equivalent, and then, we'll share play. Dan said he was going to share play his Cossack with me, so I was like, and then, we can get a bit of a feel for it, and see how we do. And, well, put it this way, ended up setting the bar pretty high for the Cossack. So, as you can see, the three of us have started off on the eastern flank, and I've gone straight into to Cap C. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what ships everyone was in. So Cap's in the DD, and he's swinging round the outside. He's trying to keep them all spotted and all lit up, so I know exactly what's heading my way. So we absolutely flood that corner with our single fire torpedoes, and yes, we're being contested. It's either that Johnny or the crap, I've forgotten what's the British ship that was there. So we've sent a whole wall of torpedoes at Johnny as well. Obviously, I know it was a British cruiser, but it's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. So the Johnny safely makes it past our first set of torpedoes, and by the looks of it, he's turned and managed to happily dodge the second set. So we fire up our smoke screen and we start putting these British guns to good use. We're just trying to cause a fire and basically cause a bit of havoc. Maybe, just maybe, they'll decide to bugger off out of our Cap if we can annoy them enough or soften them up enough, so when they come around the corner, our battleship can delete them pretty quickly. And our smoke screen's almost out. Bit of luck, he's just gone around the corner. There it is, the Leander. Knew it. I knew it. So, do I? No, he gets deleted instantly by You Died to Me, who's also a fellow Swede. I remember who it is now. It was a while ago I played this game. I've been keeping this on the back burner for, when I felt like putting it out. We've had plenty of other good games in the meantime. And so, yeah, the Leander's dead. We fire up our Hydro because we expecting a destroyer somewhere. We've seen the smoke screen. It could have equally have been the Leander smoke. But we do it anyway to give You Died to Me a bit more of a fighting chance. And we fire our torpedoes, and then we notice, crap. Look, that Scharnhorst is going to sail straight into an island. What a waste that salvo was, eh? But yeah, so unfortunately we have not managed to get much success with our torpedoes just yet. But we've set some fires and we've caused a bit of damage with our guns, so we can't complain too much. That's what we're doing now, trying to get a fire on the Scharnhorst and hopefully start racking up some form of damage whilst he's being harassed by You Died to Me lols as well. And Captain Knievel hits him with a couple of torps, and we're just trying to get the fire. Hopefully, let's try and yoink this kill. And there we go. You Died to Me lol picks up his second kill this early into the game. So You Died to Me, I don't know, he might even be on 3 kills now. I should really pay a bit more attention to these games. It's difficult when you go back after it being a game you played a while ago. I should probably start pre-recording these straight after the matches, in all fairness. So we're going to head back into C. As you can see, B uncontested completely by either. So my plan is I'm going to cap C and I'm going to dive straight into B and try and get that capped as well. You can see their ships are hanging back a little bit, at least for the moment. And yeah, this is the boring part of sitting in the cap circle waiting for it to tick up. And so this is another 15 seconds of, oh, let's look at the Scharnhorst sinking harder. Right, cap's almost done, so we start accelerating, so we've got that momentum to exit C and get over to B as quickly as possible. So, as you can see, our team's doing pretty good. We're ahead on points by just over, what's that, about 110. We're now currently the only team to have a cap at all, and we've already killed 4 of the enemy ships, and we're only down by 3. But they do have a slight advantage, whereas they have 2 destroyers left, which, we've got 3 battleships, 2 cruisers, and me in a destroyer. So yeah, and unfortunately Cap took an early exit out of the game. We weren't overly paying too much attention, so I've decided last second, no, I'm going to go around the top end of this because I'm going to be a bit too close to their other battleship, and they do have one of their battleships now actually pushing the cap. And we don't want to get spotted whilst being in the firing range. Alright, battleships, we've not got an overly large amount of stuff to worry about being hit, but if they do hit, they're going to delete us pretty quickly. So they're in there, they start capping, and this is where we're going to dive in and try to interfere with their game and try and keep that points lead, which we've extended to 170 so far, and we are still up by 1 ship on the kills. There hasn't been an awful lot going on, so the Fuso unfortunately turns away from us, and even though we're just outside of our detectability range, we cannot hit him with torpedoes. But we're capturing B, which is good. People seem to forget, you see a lot of this happening in games, and people seem to forget about the points. If your team reaches 0, that's it, you're out. And we just lose another ship, which has meant our lead has now dropped to under 100 points. So yeah, so if your team's points reach 0, you lose. If the other team hits 1,000 points before you, you lose. It is not just all about killing everything, getting those points, and preventing the enemy from getting points. Can make a big difference. You can win a game doing 0 damage just by capturing points and not dying, because when you die you lose points and the enemy team gains points. So we've capped B successfully, and now we're gaining an additional 3 points a second. We're getting our points lead back up, but it's still, the margins aren't great, are they? There's what, 90 points in it at the moment. So we fire up our smoke screen and we start to harass this Arizona, and finally we actually hit something with a torpedo for the first time today. I didn't say, well, like I said, people making fun of me about my quality of destroyer play, but we're doing alright so far. 32,000 damage. We're going to do pretty well on XP because we have capped 2 of the bases. You Died to Me is closing in now to help do some damage, and we have a Leon and a Warspite bearing in on us. We're just trying to spread the love and make sure everyone is equally burning and on fire. And we we do a hive. We shove it straight into an island. It's almost as if Spartan in his Vitualia predicted that is exactly what was going to happen. And I am actually quite chuffed that it's slowly becoming a bit of a meme. It's doing a hive is sailing straight into an island in a destroyer of all ships. So we fire up our smoke screen again. Lucky that come back. We didn't really take much damage, although we did get shot at a couple of times. And well, they're getting dangerously close. You know, how can I miss torpedoes from this range? So we're hoping we're going to catch the two of them, because they're both, you know, rubbing up against each other. But the Leon actually pulls forward, and I think he's not going to save the ship behind him from any damage, but he is going to eat a whole bunch of our torpedoes. So that is 4 torpedo hits, 3 flooding. So that Arizona is going down, and there we go. We get a double strike, landing us our first 2 kills of the game within 5 seconds of each other. So we have an 84,000 damage. That's pretty respectable by all accounts. So we are left now. There is just that Fuso, who's quite a distance away. We're going to turn. We're going to see if we can harass him a bit. Our team has started to fall back to sea. You died to me. Lol. Died. Lol. And the rest of our team have decided to start pushing back and to start sailing away. I suppose it is a cruiser. Like, the cruiser can understand what not wanting to be in direct line of sight of a battleship, but our battleship, not 100% sure why he's doing that. So we're watching that torpedo reload timer, because, you know, let's be honest, who doesn't want to torp the battleship? It'll make it quite easy. We're getting close to our detection range, so if you noticed, I've slowed down. I'm sort of jiggerying, poking about to try not to get detected, but get as close as we can to that Fuso. And we drop a bunch of torps. We don't fire them all. We want to keep a little back in reserve, just in case he misses, because my plan is, well, he's not going to detect me whilst I'm around this island, and that is going to put us significantly closer to jump out and do a bit of a torpedo ambush. So we slow down because, well, you know, we're waiting. It's an ambush. We're not going to charge out with 6 kilometers to do, and it doesn't matter because we hit him with 3 out of the 4 torpedoes we fire, and that is another kill and 112,000 damage. And actually, I have just thought of a title. You would have seen it at the front, but I think we're going to call this The Brightest Flame Burns Quickest, because, you know, we were quite passive. We didn't do a massive amount of damage very early on, and, well, as you can see, as the game's progressed, particularly towards the end, where your destroyers start to become significantly more powerful and more influential over the game, that's when we've started to shine. So there's just 2 ships left, and now finally we've got ourselves quite a nice lead of what's that, 240 points, and we get spotted. And luckily our guns are facing the right way, and it's a mass with absolutely no health. Later sunshine, and oh look, there's an Akatsuki with absolutely no health. That has picked us up kill number 4. We turn because, yeah, we don't want to get hit by torps. Akatsuki fires up his smoke screen, but you're just a little bit too late. And there is kill number 5 and the Kraken unleashed. So we made 360,000 credits, which is pretty good. Kraken double strike, devastating strike, high caliber, 115,000 damage. And unfortunately I didn't turn to the screen to see the base XP, but believe me or not, we did come top board in that match. So thank you very much for popping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. Apologies again for the lack of sound, but you know, that's just the way it goes. There was too much chatter to have it going on in the background. It was constant. So until next time, take care.